Well, good evening again, Internet. Hope this finds you well. We are now on to our fourth video. In the first video we learned what the various bits of the guitar were, the strings, the frets, the pickups, etc., so that in the subsequent videos you would know what I was talking about. In the second video we started some simple little picking and fretting exercises to get you used to the mechanics of playing the guitar, all that sort of stuff. And in the last video we learned the G and C chords and three rhythm patterns: the whole note, the half note and the quarter note, also known as the semi-breathe, minim and crotchet rhythms. Now, in this episode we are going to learn another chord, the D, and we're going to learn how to play some songs. So yeah, this is where it starts to all come together. Right, we'll begin with the D chord. And a word on these chords as well. All of these chords are major chords, so they should sound happy. If your chord doesn't sound happy, look at it. Figure out what's gone wrong. For example, if you're playing, that's not a happy chord. Take a look at what your fingers are doing. Adjust them. It is not a crime to look at what your fingers are doing. I can't stress that enough. In the early days, your fingers are like delinquent toddlers. They are forever trying to go somewhere that you don't want them to go and do something that you don't want them to do. So look at them, keep an eye on them, make things easy on yourself. Right, for the D chord, oh, and I should have said as well, it's nice to assign names to these chords as well. The C chord, I remember vividly one of my students looking at it and going, that's a staircase with an open window on the G string. Well, yes, actually, what a fantastic way to remember a chord. So we had a look at the G and decided that that is an upside down nose. So these are all ways that you can help to remember your chord shapes. Now the D looks like a little triangle. The base of the triangle is the first finger on the second fret G string, Eddie at Dynamite Good. The second finger on the second fret high E, Eddie at Dynamite Good by Eddie. And the third finger provides the tip of the triangle on the third fret of the B. Being the D chord, it makes sense this chord is going to go from the D string. So we'll strum from the D string down towards the floor, and then we'll pick through the chord as an arpeggio, if you remember the term, picking through the notes one at a time. If your chord does not sound like this, and it sounds more like, that's fine. Remember what we said last time about adjusting the thumb position, adjusting the way your fingers come onto the strings. So take a few moments and practice your chord until you're happy with it. Pause me and then we'll move on with some rhythms. So, hopefully by now your D chord is sounding pretty sweet. Let's try our three strumming patterns from last time. So here's the whole note. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. And now the half note. Spend a little time practicing each of these, make sure that you're confident with each pattern, and now we'll start trying to put the chords together. We're going to learn a couple of chord sequences, and the first one is used in thousands of different songs, but it's most famous for its use in Knocking on Heaven's Door by Bob Dylan. And for this we're going to need the G, followed by the D, our new one, and then finally the C. What I'm doing here is going through the chords in order as arpeggios and in free time. So I'm picking the notes one at a time, I'm checking that the chord sounds as clean as I can get it to be, and I'm not diverting any of my concentration of thinking about rhythm or beats or bars. I am purely thinking about getting my fingers into the right place. So pause me and practice through that until you're happy with it. Right, next stage is we'll add some rhythm. We have for this chord sequence half a bar of G, half a bar of D and a whole bar of C. So if you remember when we talked about bars from the previous video, that's going to be 2 beats on the G, 2 beats on the D, and 4 beats on the C. So that's going to sound like this. Now, it's very important not to try and play this too fast for yourself. For a start, it's not a fast song. Secondly, you don't want to fall into the classic rookie mistake of going playing the easy bits quickly and the hard bits slowly. That's not going to make a song, that's not going to make music. Don't practice it any faster than you can play the hard bit. This kind of speed, no faster. Now when you're ready, I'm going to stick what I have on here, which is a handy little backing track from 0 Point Guitar itself, and we'll try playing along with it. So if you're ready, let's give this a try. Okay, so practice that until you're happy with it, and then we're going to try another song. So I'm now going to assume that you've paused me, unpaused me, and are happy with your chords. Let's try putting them together in a different order. Now for this is the chord sequence D, C, G. Again, lots of different songs that it's been used in. But it's probably most famous for its use in Sweet Home Alabama by Lynyrd Skynyrd. Now, don't worry, we're not going to deal with any of that flash stuff. All that is a fancy way of playing D, C and G. We know D, C and G, so we can play this. We've got here half a bar of D, half a bar of C and a whole bar of G. So as before, let's spend a little bit of time arpeggiating the chords in free time. Practice your chords through until they sound like that, and then when you're ready, unpause me and we'll play through. Okay, so we have half a bar of D, half a bar of C, whole bar of G. That's 2 beats on D, 2 beats on C, 4 beats on the G. So we should sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you need to go a little bit more slowly, that's absolutely fine. Take it at the pace you can play it confidently, consistently, and at the same tempo all the way through. No stopping for chord changes. Excuse me, coronavirus. You heard it here first. And when you're ready, let's play along with the backing track from 0 Point Guitar. 2, 3, 4. with that, we'll conclude today's lesson. I should say as well though, take those songs, practice them, try and play along with the originals as well, but don't, be patient with yourself. It's going to take a while for you to get up to speed. There are plenty of other songs that you can play as well by changing the order, changing the amounts. If you try... You jazz that up a little bit. You might recognise that with the riff played across the top of it. Of course, the She Sells Sanctuary by the Cult. If you try the chords G, probably recognise that when I stick the riff over the top of it. Name that tune. So there are lots and lots of different songs that you can mess around with playing with these chords, and there's nothing that stops you combining them in your own way to come up with your own thing. So as always, take these things away, practice them, and when you're happy, come back for the next video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, internet. See you in the next video.